Hello, hello, and welcome back to another episode of whatever we're gonna call this, me talking to my camera in the middle of my living room. But this isn't just any day of me talking to a camera alone in my living room. While it's still about Airbnb, it is about a couple of topics that I'm really interested in. And we're gonna talk through the top 5 things that every Airbnb needs to have in 2022. Now, I chose these top 5 things to be as broad as possible so that it can apply to a beach house, a cabin, or a city apartment. But before we get into these 5 recommendations, if you could hit that like button for me, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for the YouTube algorithm, I would be forever grateful. All right, let's start with number 1, fast Wi-Fi. Now, since the pandemic, more and more people are working from home, and more people are actually working remote. And now that people can work remote and work from wherever they want to work from, that means that possibly you're going to have a lot of remote workers staying at your Airbnb. And one of the most important things that they ask for is fast Wi-Fi. And Airbnb even recently released a feature where you can actually measure your Wi-Fi or internet speed and post that to your Airbnb listing. That way, people can filter for your listing by using internet speed. Okay, moving to number 2, kitchen essentials. Yes, this sounds like a broad category, but truth be told, guests are going to be using your kitchen if you have one. And that means that they're going to want the same accessories that you would want to use at your own Airbnb. What are those kitchen utensils or supplies that you would absolutely need? Now, as guests slowly visit your place and you get more bookings, one thing that I've found is helpful is if you don't have something when a guest asks, you can always say, hey, that's a great idea. I don't have that at my Airbnb, but if you go to the grocery store and pick it up, feel free to send me the receipt and I will reimburse you the money. That way your guest is happy, you're also providing a service, but you're doing it at no cost to the guest. And that item's going to be there for future guests to experience as well. And when I'm talking about essentials, I'm talking plenty of silverware, spatulas, pots and pans, cutting boards, cooking sheets, blenders, toasters, popcorn machines, all the fun stuff that your guests are going to use and need at your Airbnb. And you wanna know a dirty little secret? You can get almost all of this stuff secondhand. It doesn't have to be brand new. All right, number 3. High quality bedding and towels. Now when it comes to linens, comforters, mattresses, sheets, and towels, this is a category where I actually invest a little bit more. The reason being is because a guest who sleeps well at your Airbnb is going to have a better experience in general. And on the towel side, I swear you can never have enough towels for your guests. All right, on to number 4. Fake plants. Now this is probably one of those more nice to haves with your listing, but I swear it does make a difference. Anything that you can do to add just a touch of color to your listing, a touch of something that makes your listing a little bit more homey, I would definitely suggest that you do it. And one of the ways that I do this is by purchasing fake plants for my listing. And I would say the goal for purchasing fake plants is not to create a jungle in your house.
I hate this jungle.
But more to add a piece of green to any of your rooms. And the place where I get a lot of my plants would be Cost Plus World Market. I've even gone to Walmart and have been able to pick up fake plants for really cheap. All right, and now on to our final must-have for Airbnb in 2022, your Airbnb booklet and guide. Now, it's one thing to send your guests a message with instructions on how they get to your place, but it's a whole nother advantage when you can take a lot of those frequently asked questions that you get on a consistent basis and put that into a booklet so guests don't have to be disturbing you and they can go right to that booklet to find those answers. Now, let's be honest, not every guest is going to look at every single page of your booklet. What I like to do is within my messages, let them know that the booklet exists and that they should check there first before reaching out to me with any questions because a lot of their questions are already answered within that booklet. And this has saved me a ton of time where I don't have to continually repeat the same answers to different guests. Now, if you're interested in getting my Airbnb guide and how I put it together so that you can do the same for your listing, feel free to let me know in the comments. And that's it. Those are my top 5 essentials for 2022. And here's another video I think you might like. Towels. Excuse me.